This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed Protector of the Universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that are both weapons and symbols of his station, he fights an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar. Hello and welcome back to the Quantum Zone, episode 67, and we're back with some Quasar. What do you do after you save the universe? Let's find out. I am Bill, and joining me as always, Master of the Quantum Zone.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And Master of all forms of audio.
I am Matt.
That's right, you heard him correctly. That's Doormat.
Doormat. Oh, I'm not going to let you walk all over my audio. Come on.
Nice.
Start early puns, people. All right, so as we said, we'll be getting the Quasar 26 after our little capside detour last episode. But as promised, I'll give you a review of this week's Silver Surfer Black #1, which seems to be sold out in places because Matt Kona couldn't find it.
I couldn't find it. I found an annual. Didn't want to buy it because I knew that was not what you were reviewing. But
I mean, it basically picks up right where Guardians of the Galaxy #1, where everyone gets sucked in the black hole, and the Surfer basically takes Beta Ray Bill's hammer and whatever that gold chain is, wraps it around him and tells Bill, hold on, and throws it out, and that's where like the new Guardians of the Galaxy get out. But then the Surfer like expends most of his power, like basically ripping a hole in this vortex and like letting everyone out. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can magnify this at all. See, there's Quasar's only appearance right there.
Ah, okay. Well, but he does show up. That's a good thing.
There, yeah. When they show everyone getting out of the vortex.
He's in a sold out book.
That's right. In one panel.
One panel.
Unless he's in another background scene, but yeah, I mean he has.
Well, he does one panel appearances sometimes, you know.
Yeah, he has no dialogue, so.
Lest we forget the Web of Spider-Man snowplow appearance.
Oh yeah,
a while back.
And then I think I think it was a fantastic. We didn't cover it, but there's a Fantastic Four annual where I believe all you see is like there's a group shot.
Quantum Man. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Surfer gets everyone else out, but he's like trapped in this like black hole thing, and like most of his power is being leached out. And then they're not specific about it, but I saw Donnie Cates, who wrote this, who I invited on to talk to us, but I didn't hear back. I guess the whole takes the Surfer back in time because he's on this weird world, and not to spoil the ending too much, but he runs into Null, K-N-U-L-L, which for those of you not reading current Marvel comics, that's like, you know how there's a whole race of symbiotes, you know, like the Venom symbiote and all that? Null is like their dark god.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think Donnie Cates said that, Silver Surfer was thrown back in time. Because I'm not current on my Venom, but I believe Null is like locked up on some planet somewhere or something. So, but yeah, I'm oversimplifying this, but this book was good. I mean, the art and
it's got our boy Quasar in it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a nice little text page at the end that Donnie Cates wrote about how he poured his heart and soul into the series because I guess he found out when they gave him the job that it's like I didn't even know this. He said I guess the Silver Surfer was like Stan Lee's of like all his creations. Silver Surfer might have been like his favorite, or at least one of his top favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Donnie Cates said he got all freaked out when he found out that he was going to be the first guy to write Silver Surfer after Stan Lee's death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw. I think that he posted the page or something like in Facebook. That where he wrote the.
Oh yeah.
I think it had a picture of him meeting Stan Lee.
Because he said he met Stan at a convention. How old was he? This is why this is part of the reason I wanted Donny Cates on here to talk about this. But he said as a kid he met Stan Lee. He said he actually had a copy of X-Men #1 from 1963 to get Stan Lee to sign it and everything.
Nice.
He said shaking. I told him I could never thank him enough for everything he had done for comics and for me. Stan looked up at me, smiled, and without missing a beat said, "Well, sure you can. Try." But yeah, so he said, he poured like his heart and soul in this miniseries because, he wanted to make it perfect for. He's like, I'm sure Stan's looking down on it. I want it to be perfect for him and stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's what I said. I forget if he said something about this either went back already for it's either second or third printing, and it just went on sale like 2 days ago. So it must have sold big because like Matt said he couldn't find it. So,
no.
But yeah, like I said, it's good. But yeah, not a lot of Quasar. It's a good Marvel cosmic story. But yeah, Quasar's only like in a panel or two with no dialogue. But it's basically how we got from Guardians of the Galaxy #1 to Guardians of the Galaxy Annual #1.
So we need to know this, right?
Yeah. I figured I'd check it out because remember last week when we were doing the Guardians of the Galaxy Annual, it said, check out Silver Surfer Black next week. So I did. All right. So anything else anyone else wants to discuss?
Let's see.
I don't think we have any other Quasar news, right? No merchandise or comics or anything.
No, the Captain Marvel came out on Blu-ray, right? Was that last week or this week?
This week, yeah, Tuesday.
This week, yeah.
Yeah, because I picked it up.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Jessica Jones season 3 dropped today.
Oh, cool. I hadn't seen it.
First episode. It's pretty good.
Nice. I still haven't seen X-Men Dark Phoenix, but maybe this weekend.
I've heard mixed reviews. I mean, a lot of people seem to be.
It's a big bucket of meh.
But that some people, this judgment I'd trust are like, yeah, it was a pretty good movie, So yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet though.
I mean, think about this. It's the Dark Phoenix saga, and this movie is under 2 hours. It's an hour 54.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be hard to do.
very, very rushed. A lot. I don't know. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah.
Well, how long was it? Was it about 6 issues or 7 issues long?
Oh, yeah.
I think I have it in X-Men Classics, the reprints of it.
Yeah, me too. Because me and Lil covered it, and for Comic Capers, yeah.
Well, when was the shuttle crash? Wasn't that like in 106?
No, I don't know if it was at the end of 100 because in 101 she come popping out of the water.
Oh, okay.
And then the actual Dark Phoenix saga didn't start till 129 or something.
Yeah, because it ended up around 139, 138, something like that.
I should remember this because, like I said, me and Lil covered it. But here I'm looking to back up the actual issue numbers because I remember it took most of the, I believe 1980, most of the year. That might have even been. Here we go. Dark Phoenix Saga, X-Men 129 through 138.
Cool. So 10 issues.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Most of January through October 1980.
It's crazy that 1980 is almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was in 78. It was almost I am. I know, old man.
Yeah, I'm the old man here. That's right.
Move aside, old man Quill. It's old man Will.
Get off my lawn.
I love how Matt Kona made like a current joke.
I know. Well, I did read Guardians of the Galaxy 3 today, so I'm reading some current stuff.
Oh, are you reading any Old Man Quill?
No, I have read some. Actually, I think I read the first one, and I read some Old Man Logan, but I just don't have the budget for it all this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has the budget for to collect every new comic these days.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
No.
Back in my day.
I did find it. I mean, there are some shops that I go to that they'll move the overstock to a $1 bin. So I got it probably came in a while ago, but I got Amazing Spider-Man like 798 through 801 for $1 a piece the other day. So, yeah.
But I didn't bring this up last week. I forgot. I was looking up to see to see if anyone wanted to join us last week. I was looking online to, if anyone wanted to buy those Captain America issues digitally.
Mm-hmm.
They were cheaper than current comics, but they were like $1.99 each. I'm like, the original cover price for these was $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're gonna charge more for issues that are like what? Over 20 years old?
Yeah.
30 years old?
Digitally.
Yes, digitally. You're not using any ink or paper.
And they were $1.
Yes, back in the
with
day.
ink and paper.
That's what I thought. I was like, wouldn't Marvel clean up digitally if they just said, hey, digitally, whatever the cover price of a comic was, which, current comics, it would be the same as,
Yeah, as a physical copy, yeah.
Like, hey, digitally, we'll charge you whatever the cover price was originally on that cover. So it's like, those original ones you can get for a quarter or whatever, ones you get for $1 or whatever. Wouldn't they clean up?
You would think.
30 cents, 40 cents, 75 cents, 60 cents. Yeah, I remember those days.
Stuff. I think they do sales every so often, but if you just did that, charge the cover price all those old issues, can you imagine?
Well, I've heard I've talked to some people that do the Marvel Unlimited, and while it doesn't have a lot of stuff,
mm-hmm.
And I think it's 6 months behind current. It's still got a lot of stuff, though.
I was doing it for a while. What was it, like last year or the year before? Yeah, but like I wasn't reading it enough, so yeah, I stopped getting it. But when it's like, I looked, they had some Quasar issues on there, but it didn't have the whole series. I was like,
yeah, really? Come on.
They had like the Galactic Storm tie-ins, of course, everything else, and then they had like I think issues 40 through 43 or something.
Which is why those issues? That doesn't make any sense.
Which we'll get.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Punisher appearance?
Maybe. They might have added a few since then, but yeah, not sure. Uh-oh, people.
Uh-oh. What happened? We crumpled up.
And then the old man. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Where would he recognize you?
Keep knocking out my cable here. I need to go wireless one of these days.
X-Men hater.
That's right. Cable. That's pretty good. That needs to. There we go. Yeah.
So should we get to the issue?
Let's do this thing.
Another $1 issue back in the day. Quasar 26.
Great cover.
Although if they reprint this, maybe they should change that blurb there that says in his all new and final costume.
Final costume, yeah.
It should be like in his all new and final for the 90s costume.
Final 90s costume, yeah.
Till death do we part. It looks like someone's getting married till death do we part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's not Moondragon, dressing up conservative like Quasar. Seriously, a one piece? Barely. Isn't that like her original costume, just without that cape and
I think so, yeah.
So yes, Quasar 26, the 8 billion year funeral. I would not want to cater that.
No kidding.
All right. So before we get to the story, Mark Grunwald, writer. Dave Hoover, guest penciler. I think we said that last time when we did 25, right? Yeah. This time he's back next issue.
Yeah, and unfortunately he passed away several years ago. So
Capullo?
No, Dave Hoover.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, no, I don't think so. Yeah, Dave Hoover, guest penciler. Fred Fredericks, guest inker. Janice Chiang, letterer. Paul Beckton, colorist. Kelly Corvus, new editor. Oh, so they started a new editor in this issue too.
Yeah. Wow.
and Tom DeFalco, old editor-in-chief. Speaking of old men. But yeah, so we get a guest penciler in this issue. September 1991. All right, let's jump in.
Oh yeah, there's an appearance of a little known character as the villain this issue.
Oh yes, we'll explain to you people about this Thanos character.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody knows who that is.
Yeah, nobody knows who that is. Yeah. All right, so I guess we get Quasar, Makari, and Moondragon flying in after the end of Cosmos and Collision. I love you even get that Thanos person behind them, first page, as if the Infinity Gauntlet crossover blurb on the front,
wasn't enough.
Yeah. All right. All right. First page. The threat to existence that Quasar was groomed to combat has at long last been vanquished, but the protector of the universe's triumphant mood will be short-lived. For even as he ferried his companions, Moondragon and Makari, homeward, an equally formidable menace looms on the horizon, about to throw down his Infinity Gauntlet. So we see Quasar flying in with Moondragon and Makari sitting on a quantum
chair-ish thing, yeah.
Over it. So Makari's saying, so you mean while I was passed out, you went and defeated Maelstrom and ran off to the tailors to get new duds? Says, something like that, Mac. Yeah, so we see them come flying into Four Freedom Plaza. Next time, how about saving a little something for me to do, Q-Ster? Sheesh. Sure know how to make a guy feel superfluous.
Superfluous.
And he says, don't worry, Mac, you'll always be Phyllis in my book. Mark, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And Makari says, ha, boy, you are in a good mood. And we see Kayla talking to Ken in the office. When I signed up to be Mr. Vaughn's secretary, I never dreamed I'd be getting mixed up in such crazy stuff, even though I got attacked by the angler on my job interview.
Yeah. Surely I guess that didn't give her a clue. I mean, really?
Yeah, no, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
Boy, I didn't think I'd ever get mixed up in superhero stuff working in Four Freedom Plaza. So she's saying, Ken, do you think with all of Mr. Vaughn's powers, he'll find some way to survive? And Ken says, I wish I knew, Kayla. And that's when Quasar and the others come flying in the window. Yoo-hoo! Anyone home? And Ken saying, I wish I... Yeah, Kayla saying, oh, Mr. Vaughn! Oh, Mr. Vaughn! Wendell! He says, in the flesh. It's more like, Kayla, here's my flesh. Saving the universe gets him in the mood. And then what happened? We thought you two were dead. And Quasar says, long story, but obviously we got better. Suffice to say that the cosmic menace I was appointed to combat is gone for good. All of Maelstrom's little helpers have been locked away, and I even got my hands put back, good as new. It's so good to see you. I was so frightened at you. Sorry you and Ken had to suffer through all of that just because you happen to be my friends. I swear I'll do everything I can to prevent anything like that from, and then he's thinking, her eyes making me melt. I'm sorry you had to get a ride home with a designated demon. And then we see Moondragon say, enough! Huh? Heather? Apparently you don't understand something, Quasar. I love you. I am the perfect woman for you. Therefore, I think it would be appropriate for you to return my affection. And she says, sorry, Kayla. And Quasar says, now hold on one doggone moment there, Moondragon. Not that I'm flattered by your feelings toward me, but I don't think you're well versed in how love works. And she says, of course I am. I'm here. I'm wearing a bathing suit.
Yeah.
She says, Kayla, you're glad to see your employer's alive, but you don't feel love for him, do you? And she says, well, no, it's Mike that I love. And she gives Makari a kiss. And Quasar says, you made her say that and do that, didn't you? And now that I think of it, you used your mental powers to push Kayla into Mike's arms that night I told her my secret identity, too.
Which is a good old editor's note for issue number 19, which is the first part of Cosmos in Collision.
That's right. Stop messing with people's minds this instant, and I won't even like you, much less love you. We see Kayla say, what? Oh, what was I? I'm so embarrassed. The Moondragon says, I have released her, Quasar. Now listen to me and heed me well. I am the ideal woman for you. I am the only human being who can truly appreciate your cosmicness and share it with you to the fullest. To love anyone else but me would be a total waste of time and energy.
Ooh, putting it out on the line there.
I'm glad she likes Quasar so much. We all do, but got a high opinion of her. So.
She is very clingy, literally clinging to him while saying that, too.
Yeah. In a bathing suit. Not too obvious. Heather, you listen to me. You are a very smart woman, but you don't seem to have a clue as to how love works. Logic has nothing to do with it. Waiting for her to say, what's love got to do with it? It's about feelings and caring and spiritual connections. It's about placing another person's needs and desires and they're beside your own. I'm not saying I could never love you. There are many things about you I admire. What I'm saying right now is I don't. What I'm saying is right now I don't love you. She says, then love her. Find out what I already know by being inside her head, her mind, that she is shallow and ordinary. And when you are ready to know profound, mature, cosmic love, you'll see I am the only woman for you. Good day. And she slams the door on her way out. This seems kind of weird, you know, who Moondragon, well, she gets with a Quasar later, but, you know.
Yes.
Awkward. So Quasar says, after all we've been through together the last few days, I'd prefer it had it ended like that. People, I have one last task to undertake before all the loose ends of the Cosmic Assassin affair are tied up. Why don't you guys see what you can salvage of our business here? And tonight we're going to have a victory celebration like you wouldn't believe, okay? I'll be in my office. They walk in the office thinking, as exhilarated as I am to not have the big cosmic threat hanging over my head anymore, I can't forget that part of the price of my victory was my cosmic mentor Eon died. Eon, the 8 billion-year-old being who appointed me the protector of the universe. Wonder if his cosmic awareness enabled him to predict his own death. He's not going to be able to cheat death like Mac and I did. His demise was part of the pact the great abstract beings of the universe struck. And puts his quantum bands up. Behind this bookcase, he used to have a portal to the pocket dimension in which he lived, the Eonverse. It was sealed off when Eon and I had a brief falling out.
Issue number 19 again. Again, the first part of Cosmos in Collision.
Again. And it's time I reopened it so I can go in and pay my last respects, as he does. There. Could it only be a week ago that I learned the Eonverse wasn't really starry space? That Eon's body filled 90... What's that say? It's kind of blurry on my copy.
95% of it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Seems like a lifetime ago. It's so eerie in here now. So quiet and cold. Guess I never noticed how warm and hospitable Eon's life essence made this place. He says, Hi, Eon. It's me, Quasar. I don't know if you can hear me. After everything I've been through, I hesitate to make any assumption. But anyway, I've come to say goodbye. And he's thinking, and he says, I never felt I got the chance to really know you. And he's like, wait, what in the world? I sense an alien presence here. I'm not alone. And he takes off into Eon's body. Well, whoever's violating my mentor's body is going to have to answer to me. And he goes flying, and minutes later, he sees, looks like a big cathedral. What in the? Some sort of structure, a starship, a cathedral. There's a throng of beings outside it. He comes flying down in front of all these alien creatures. Hey, what's going on here? The name's Quasar, and it's my mentor's body you're standing in. We see one say, Quasar, Eon's protector. That's me. Who are you? He says, I'm Fath, and we are the Mourners. The who? No, the Mourners. We don't play. I love it. I love how his name is like, Faith, but just no I in it.
Yeah.
Our religious order is dedicated to the commemoration of the passing of all great things in the universe, galaxies, stars, planets, even individuals of cosmic note. It is not every day that an omnipotent time being such as Eon dies. And Quasar, how did you know? It is our task to know. We see another blue guy come over. Excuse me, great protector. Would you be so kind as to provide me with certain information about the great deceased? Like, what? It will be used in the service as well as being inscribed in the permanent record. Well, and so they're back and forth. How did Great Eon die? Well, he had me destroy a vital part of his brain in order to keep his assassin from extracting the secret of cosmic awareness. The alien says, you then are his great assassin? He's like, no, I was his bodyguard, though I admit it doesn't look like I did a very good job of it.
This obituary took a turn for the strange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't get him down. This guy loves to get down on himself.
Yeah.
It's great. You want to have any next of kin? Not that he ever mentioned. Join us back here next week.
issue.
Yeah. Did he leave a last will and testament? Not that I know of. Any instructions about his funeral arrangements? What sort of service? Who to invite? Where would he like his tomb? And Quasar was like, no, we had no time to discuss it. Then would it be acceptable to empower us with the responsibility to handle the arrangements in the manner we see fit? Quasar was like, sure, I guess. You've been most cooperative, great bodyguard.
That seems like sarcasm to me. Really?
Say, this is doing the cost.
Great bodyguard.
You're such a great bodyguard. Say, this isn't going to cost me anything, is it? And no, the Mortars are a not-for-profit sect. Mind if I? And then he's like, mind if I look around a bit? And I guess he looks around because it says and Quasar's thinking, from what I can tell, the Mortars are what they appear to be, a religious sect composed of a whole bunch of different alien races. Their ship carries no weapons, just tons of religious artifacts. If there's no harm letting them do what they want. And the head alien again, or Fath, says the funeral service will commence in 3.14 of your days. So, Pi Day?
Pi Day, I guess. I don't know.
Bring the pie. We would be honored if you could attend. And he says, I'll be there. As he flies off, Quasar thinking, I actually like the idea of there being a big to-do for Eon. If anyone deserves a big funeral, it's an 8 billion year old being. All right. Meanwhile,
hey, here's this little known villain.
yes. Hey, Kona, you want to do Mephisto again?
Yes, I'll reprise my role.
Yeah, this little character named Thanos who we first saw in Quasar 24. All right. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
So Mephisto is sitting at the right hand of a pondering Thanos with snakes around his arm.
Yeah.
Awfully decent of you to let me sit here beside you, Lord Thanos. I know you fashioned this seat for Mistress Death, but have not I, Mephisto, greatest of all demons of Earth, proved to be a worthy companion to your eminence? Not that I could ever replace Mistress Death in your affections. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Come on. I just think that as a counselor, a lieutenant, and a devoted servant, you could not find a... My lord, pray tell me, what is so funny?
I've just perceived that one of my greatest enemies is dead.
A victim of your halveling of the universe's population, sire?
Which we'll get to when we get to Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a snap.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh.
No, my population implosion did not affect the likes of him.
Who, sire?
Behold, ancient Eon, second eldest of the time beings, the entity most responsible for my first
Ignominious
defeat. It was Eon who brought into being the relentless Drax the Destroyer to plague me. Another character no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And appointed the late Captain Marvel, protector of the universe, and gave him the power to thwart my early machinations.
If not you, who killed Eon, my lord?
While I have been engaged in my own agenda, there rose an Earth being called Maelstrom, a being whose power might have rivaled my own. This Maelstrom, now irrevocably destroyed himself, maneuvered Marvel's successor into killing Eon. Thus I am spared the trouble of have one less powerful enemy.
Sire, you do not feel cheated that you could not dispatch Eon personally?
Not in the least, for I am Thanos, Lord of all things, and even in death I shall make Eon serve me.
Brilliant plan, my lord, brilliant!
Now get off my beloved throne, lackey.
Immediately, sire.
So, back on Earth, the New York City penthouse rented to H.D. Steckley, alias Moondragon. Looks like the same bathing suit, except it's green now, and she has, like we said, her cape on. Mm-hmm. She's thinking, Quasar, Quasar, Quasar. Why is
Marcia. Sorry.
I was about to say, sound like us. Quasar. Why is it that most people lack insight and cannot see what is best for them? If only your mind was not proof to mental persuasion. She's not a bad. I am not a woman who takes rejection well. Once, when I was passed over as Celestial Madonna,
in the classic giant size Avengers #4.
Nice. I was waiting for Kayla again. Did you say something about Madonna? I swore.
It was for Mantis. Mantis became the...
Yes. And became a plant person, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds weird. I swore I would never allow myself to feel the sting of being an also-ran ever again. And yet now, by the Dark Dragon, I feel the pain and the shame of personal failure again. I cannot, will not abide by it. I can't have you, the most cosmically connected human being in existence, as my consort. I don't want anyone as she takes a step out her window. And puts it down on the entrance to her spaceship. Mm-hmm. But I am not ready to concede defeat as yet. It is merely time to change tactics. And here within my personal star cruiser, I can contemplate my next plane of action free of all earthly distractions. Of this much I am certain. My masquerade as a mere human being is over. I may have been born Heather Douglas, C.H.D., mm-hmm. daughter of Arthur Douglas and Yvette Steckley.
Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah, that's right. That should be an editor's note. Well,
yeah. Yes, her father, Arthur Douglas, is Drax the Destroyer.
It's transformed into Drax the Destroyer. That's right. But Moondragon is who I really am. Ever since being taken to Titan and raised there at the age of 4, and it is Moondragon who shall snare Quasar's heart. The question is how? Aha! An ally is what I need, and I know just where to find one. In orbit. Hopefully you guys remember the beginning of Cosmos. But then we see a figure standing on top of Four Freedoms Plaza. A spaceship with a cloaking device rendering it invisible. It has nothing to do with me. It looks like Adam Warlock, but a woman. What could her name be?
I don't know. Perhaps it's just luck or fate or kismet that she is there.
A new player. All right. So that night in Wisconsin, Quasar flies to Mom's house. That'll be last saw in Quasar 18. So he comes in the door. His mom's busy making. Looks like she's making something. Mom's like, "That you, Gail? You're home from work early." And Wendell puts his arms around her so she can see the quantum bands. Guess again, Mom. Wendy. My bracelets gave me away. She says, "Oh, Sonner, so good to see you. What's the occasion?" "I wanted to let you know the good news, Mom. I just got done defeating the main bad guy I was appointed to protect the universe from." He says, "The universe is safe. I'm fine, and I can't imagine I'll ever have to go through anything so dangerous again." Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should know better not to drop a line like that. Come on.
I was technically dead. I'm sure I'll never be dead again.
Technically.
She said, "That's wonderful, son, and I see you changed your costume too." He says, "Yeah, you like it?" "Yeah, like it." She says, "You look great." And then he says, "Mom, I want to apologize for how badly I acted at Dad's funeral."
Which was in issue number 20, which was Cosmos and Collision Part 2.
"I was really bummed out, and well, since then I've made peace with Dad's memory." She says, "You don't have to apologize, Wendell. If I can't figure out when you're upset by now, I should turn in my mother's license." And he says, "You're the greatest, Mom, and I promise I'm going to visit you more often from now on." And she says, "I won't hold you to it." All right. So Gonna get a little editor's note about our last episode. 3 days later, after having celebrated with his friends, picked up the pieces of his professional life, and helped a fellow Avenger on one of his cases.
See Captain America number 392, which was currently on sale at the same time.
That's right, and was our last episode. What did Quasar do last issue to save the world, everyone?
He saved, he threw something at Uranus.
That's right, he took a giant missile and put it right on your Coda's eyes are going to fall out. He's rolling. He's like,
sorry,
sorry,
Matt. I beat you to that one, man. I stole that.
No.
I don't know. Coda's shaking his head. Oh, you scamps in your juvenile humor.
No, it's okay. That was your Uranus joke to make.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't about me. It wasn't about Urane me. It was about Urane us. Okay,
all right, so we see Quasar arriving at the funeral where he thinks I'm fine, and woo, looks like I'm the last to arrive.
That's I'd forgotten who else showed up there. I mean, that looks like the Living Tribunal, right?
Yeah.
Lord Chaos, Master Order, and the In-Betweener. And aren't those the Time Lord? Are they the Time Lord? Time Masters, Time Lord, whatever that Immortus serves, right?
Yes.
And then is that Death?
I'm assuming with her
Death with the hood off.
Yeah. Hood down. Yeah.
Maybe that's why she wasn't at Thanos' side.
Ooh, that's harsh. Snubbed.
I know back in the day, like when I read Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, I thought Mephisto was just like, kowtowing to Thanos because he was like scared he was going to snap him out of existence. But I'm like, that whole throne talk, I was like, does Mephisto want to be the girlfriend?
Yeah, maybe.
Sure seemed like it. Like I said, unless he was just saving his life. All right, the Quasar, as he's finding, is thinking that totem pole almost looks like it's supposed to be Eon. Could that be what Eon really looked like? Just look at a giant green totem pole with a bunch of faces.
And there's the normal face on the right there.
Face.
Yeah,
by the hair.
By the time monsters, yeah. He told me that all I'd ever seen of him was the party extended into my universe. And who the heck are all these guests? That section below me looks like it's populated with the death figures of a couple dozen different worlds. Yeah, so where our death is sitting, that must be the death section. Hope they don't make me sit in that section. And then we see Fath say, Eon's champion has arrived. Let us begin. And right this way, great Quasar. And then he sits down next to some redhead guy. Looks like maybe light blue skin. Quasar says, hello. And the guy says, life be praised. And Quasar's like, right.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, buddy. Fast says, dear friends, we are gathered together at this juncture in space-time to mark the passing of a great individual, a singular entity who made an enormous contribution to the universe we all share. Eon, he was called, and he was the eldest of eternity's children. He is believed to have come into being moments after time began. He is said to have aligned himself with the cosmic axis about which the universe revolved. He was one of the great abstract entities of the universe, and yet he went beyond abstraction. Through his infinite caring, he became one of the chief caretakers of life in the cosmos. Truly, the universe will never see his like again. See you next episode. Woe unto us, great Eon is gone. Ancient of days was he, but not even he was forever. His life enhanced each of our own. His death makes us re-examine our own relationship with the inexorable constants of existence. And Quasar's sitting there thinking, weird. But what Bath is saying is more comforting to me than what the minister said at my own father's funeral. Maybe I'm not the atheist I thought I was. Maybe I just haven't discovered the God that's right for me. But then suddenly we see someone just appear in the middle of the Eon hologram and just looks like he breaks it. It's a Thanos character, that none of you ever heard of before. And he says, stop these proceedings. You pay your respects to an entity who deserves none. Eon was a bloated non-entity who did nothing but take up too much space. The universe is better off without him. Took up too much. So he's like, don't call him fat.
I mean, he was miles long, so it's got a point.
Oh, yeah, wasn't he millions of miles long or something?
Yeah, not to fat shame Eon, but...
I don't want to say Eon hung around his corner of subspace, but when he hung around, he hung around. We see someone yell, Thanos! Do not antagonize him, Sardon. How did he? You are not welcome here. He says, my only regret is that I had nothing to do with his demise. And Quasar's standing there with a big scowl on his face, thinking, oh man, and I told Mom my life wouldn't be as dangerous anymore. Thanos was the threat to the universe my predecessor was appointed to combat. He's easily my threat, Maelstrom's equal. And he walked up to Thanos. Your disrespect has no place here, Thanos. Why don't you just be a sweetheart and leave? And if I don't, Earth Boy, you should have been like, no, it used to be Marvel Boy, not Earth Boy.
Yeah.
Then I make you. Oh. Then Thanos says, be my guest. And Quasar says, Bath, you better see to getting everyone to safety. No telling what bully boy here may decide to do. And he says, don't think he's buying into my tough guy act. And he's like, energy flux. Oh, he's going to blast right through that 2-page Mile High Comics ad.
Yeah.
And we see Thanos shoot a blast out of the gauntlets, or out of the Infinity Gauntlet at Quasar. And he'll pick up a shield, trying to hit a guy from behind, Mr. T. Everybody out. I pity the fool. He says, you must have been teacher's pet at supervillain school. And he says, not sure what to try with this guy. I've been told he stood up to getting Thor's hammer smashed in his face without flinching. Is that true? Thor never goes for the head, remember? Well,
at least not the first time, right?
Yeah, true. Too late. All right, so Quasar makes a giant quantum fist, and so Thor's hammer didn't work, but he's going to punch him in the face with a quantum fist. Be that as it may, I've got to keep him occupied until the mourners can get to safety. Know what this fist is made of, Fanny? The energy you shot me with. Neat, huh? And Thanos says, no, ineffective. I am Thanos, the new god of all that is. New god might be copyrighted. All that is. With my Infinity Gauntlet, I control all aspects of reality. And you, Eon's whelp, would be wise to bow down before me. Sorry, Mr. T, but I have a hard time thinking of a walking brick outhouse with a bad complexion as God. No offense. Uttering witticisms when you're moments away from absolute annihilation, you are unlike those with whom I usually contend. I prefer them. Quasar says, ha! As he makes a giant quantum cube above him and then slams it down into him. Formed the heaviest quantum construct I could muster and caught him off guard. He says, with any luck, uh-oh. It explode. But meanwhile, back on Earth, we catch up with that gold lady we saw on top of Fort Freedom's Plaza.
What about her?
And some about her. Oh, and also the Silver Surfer, who we discussed in the beginning of this episode. Because we see her flying down to Doctor Strange's house. She's thinking, within that singular-looking dwelling, I sense cosmic power, not unlike my own. Who resides there? And a simple energy thrust. And the door opens, and we see the Silver Surfer come out. What is it you want, golden woman? And she says, you are the Silver Surfer. He says, I am. And you? I am called Her. Hey, we got it. I have returned to the world of my origination. Why is not important anymore.
But if you're curious, though, see Alpha Flight numbers 98 through 100.
What is important is that I've decided to fulfill my genetic destiny to locate my ideal counterpart. Man, a lot of chicks looking to hook up this issue. And mate with him so we might create the most perfect race of beings universe has ever seen. He's in such a rush, I think she forgot the.
Yeah.
And Quasar, woman, I have no time for this right now. The universe is in utmost danger. And look at me, I'm not anatomically correct. Even as we, half the population of the universe. Wait a second. Is there some dialogue missing here? Because he says, even as we, half the population of the universe is at risk of being destroyed. If you're not willing to join the fight, she says, I've had my fill of fighting of late. He says, then away with you then. As he slammed, again, another door slam.
Yeah.
A little bunch of meaty chicks and door slamming this issue. And she thinks, I felt it. Energy residue on the surfer's inviolable body. Traces of the man I thought dead all this time. My soulmate. The male me. What do I do now? Wait till next issue.
Yes.
But then in the Eon sphere, you see Quasar. That's a quantum boxing glove or something on. Trying to punch Thanos to no effect. Are you enjoying yourself, Earth Boy? Does it amuse you to see how puny your power is compared to that of a god? He says, get off it, Thana. You're a purple gorilla with delusions of grandeur. If you're a god, I'm the Wizard of Oz. Ooh, snap. And he says, I'm unfamiliar with him, but what you are is an annoying, insolent flea. He grabs Quasar. He becomes giant and grabs Quasar in his hand. Whoa. I wish for you to acknowledge my exalted station, boy. I want you to realize that I control all reality. You only exist because I permit you to. As Eon's last legacy, you are particularly unimpressive. Still, I wish you to demonstrate respect for your superior before I revoke your existence. Ooh. Was he late on the payment? Sorry, Purple Puss, but I'll save my respect for those who earn it, if you don't mind. And we see, tried to crush me, but I quantum jumped to safety. And he comes back in. It ripped a hole in Eon's atmosphere, but it's not like he needs it anymore. Too soon. So Thanos says teleportation. Kinda. You have abilities your predecessor did not. Yeah, because he didn't have the quantum bands full. But they will avail you. But not that they will avail you against me any more than Marvell's did. Oh no? You mean not even if I direct? As we see two beams of we see some sparkly quantum tentacles go Thanos' head. Not even if I direct 100 megaton blast right between your ears. I think I put this meme up a while ago, but it's like, see Thor? Quasar goes for the head.
He does.
I think I put that up before Endgame. I was like, see Thor? Quasar goes for the head. So Quasar's thinking, hope this does something. I haven't been able to tap into the energy of his Infinity Gauntlet unless he's projecting some of it. Guess his Infinity Gems aren't related to Infinity, my cosmic benefactor. Then we hear, Earth Boy. Oh, crud. Thanos has reformed below as we see that. Your futile antic has been moderately amusing, but I have other greater foes to torment. I go, but I leave you with a parting gift. As we see Thanos point to the ground, the ground that's Eon. Some playmates plucked from Eon's bestial memory and given form from the substance of Eon's body. One of these guys is going to come back, keep coming back. What if? Fitting the fashioned gladiators from the ground to plague you, even as Eon once fashioned the destroyer, who we mentioned, from the ground to plague me. Behold, Quasar, 4 previous wielders of your precious quantum brought back to life by the absolute power that is mine. See, this is interesting because I think Thanos even says this. They all have like functioning versions of the quantum bands. Because remember when we were talking about the annual, we said, well, how would Wendell and Avril have both have quantum bands?
These could be copies. Yeah.
Well, I think Soshin wrote. He even said, he's like, whatever happened to this fake Marvel Boys quantum bands? So maybe did Wendell give did he gave Avril the fake band, and that's why she got hurt. Although even Wendell. All right, so we see Thanos introducing everyone. Ree of REE of the long extinct Arcapian, Marvel Boy, or a reasonable facsimile, wearer of your wrist trinkets. Trantra, the Trill, the first non-humanoid quantum band possessor, as we just see one big quantum band around this like squid-looking thing. So what? So we've seen Wendell alter. Now the quantum bands currently look they're bigger, right?
They look different, yeah.
So they can assume different shapes. Then I guess they've never been too clear on that, but
yeah. I guess it's kind of like the Green Lantern rings. They get
change size and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he only has one band. Maybe they're just two quantum bands that are connected somehow.
Mm-hmm. Merge into one huge one.
Yeah, like a seatbelt extender on an airplane.
Quantum band extender, sorry.
And finally, the Stygian Starbender, the first protector of the universe ever appointed by Eon, which...
It looks like he's made up entirely of the underside of Quasar's new cape.
Mm-hmm.
Starman. All of them armed with fully functional replicas of your quantum bands and sharing a common purpose: to destroy you. One, perhaps two of these gladiators you might be able to best, but all four of them, not a chance. Farewell, Quasar, or shall I say, fare poorly. All right, and then we get a shot of the office in Fort Freedom Plaza. But as Thanos teleports back to his palace, Quasar is left to face his foes, unaware of Thanos' true purpose in journeying to the Eonverse, to turn his now dead enemy's 6 million mile wide body inside out. Yeah, he's a hefty boy. 6 million miles. Suddenly, the stuff of Eon's body comes spewing out of every portal he's ever made into our universe, even those that have been sealed for millennia. On Earth, that portal was located in Four Freedoms Plaza, in the office in which Quasar conducts business in his civilian guise. Within minutes, Eon matter fills the small business suite and bursts out. Though Eon has been brain dead for several days now, much of his immense body is yet to become aware of that fact and continues to function as it always has. In 3 hours, Eon's body will engulf the island of Manhattan. In 3 days, the world. Comes spewing out of Four Freedom Plaza. Which we never, he's coming out of Four Freedoms Plaza. We never see the Fantastic Four interact. You know why? We'll get more into this during Infinity Gauntlet, but like all 4 Fantastic Four members were snapped out of existence, which I always thought was weird. And I think I read somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you look at the what was that, issue 2 maybe of Infinity Gauntlet, where they have the picture of all the missing people. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 are gone.
And isn't Human Torch listed twice, or he's missing, and then he's
unless it's the Android one, maybe.
Yeah, it could be the Golden Age. Yeah, Jim Hammond.
But no, I read somewhere recently where I guess I don't know if the editor of the Fantastic, or I don't know if it's the editor or the writer, someone on the Fantastic Four book didn't want to be part of the Infinity Gauntlet, in the Fantastic Four Zone books. So they're like, okay, fine, we'll just snap all 4 of them there. I guess no one got a choice in Infinity War, which we'll get to eventually, because it seems like I think everyone was in Infinity War.
Yeah, I remember Reed got by his
doppelganger. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All right. So thoughts?
Good issue.
Yeah.
It's definitely a change in tone and everything from Cosmos, but Cosmos is over.
Yeah, I was going to say setting up everything going forward,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Moon Dragons, stuff.
Her.
We got introduced to her. We got Marvel Boys back, and that'll come back.
Yeah, and then Eon's kind of legacy, which we're dealing with too, so...
Which we'll get more into next episode.
Mm-hmm.
It might seem like a long time, but it's only a week. It's not an epoch. And Capullo's back.
Yes.
Because didn't you say you thought his art took like another step up even when he comes back for next?
I think so. Yeah, there was a really good article that I think maybe you shared or somebody shared. Maybe it was on the Quasar Facebook page or something, but he talked about the art, and yeah, I agree completely. It was already great, but then boom, it gets better.
Heck yeah, I guess he just needed a break after Cosmos, especially that extra size final issue.
Double sized, yep.
Yeah. I'm bringing up the schedule, so yeah, everyone, like we said, next episode we'll be covering Quasar 27, which will lead us right into the 3 episodes after that, which will be Infinity Gauntlet 2, 3, and 4. Which, when we cover Infinity Gauntlet 2, we'll kind of give you a brief recap of number 1, and then when we do Infinity Gauntlet 4, we'll tell you what happens at the end. And then what comes after Infinity Gauntlet, Will?
Let me think. Whatever could come after Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, verily.
I don't know. There's this giant galactic storm thingy coming on the horizon.
I mean, what's the next episode after Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh, the next episode after Infinity Gauntlet? Let's see, we're at 28. What are we doing after that? I forget.
Thor 437.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
With Hercules and Eric Masterson as Thor.
This is why Cap was griping somebody out in Captain America.
We'll get to a couple more Captain America issues. Yeah, we'll see Cap chewing them out, which will lead us into Quasar 28, where we see the aftermath of that. So, anything else, gentlemen?
Hercules is brilliant. Brilliant. Nope, I think we're good. And Cosmos I still think is the peak, but these issues coming up until almost 40 has some really good stuff in them. I mean, really good stuff and some great art.
And like Quasar's like fully in like control, master of his abilities now, and doesn't have that cosmic assassin thing hanging over his head.
Mm-hmm. Could see some cool parts of the Marvel universe that haven't been seen in a while.
Oh yeah. Especially what is that dimension of manifestation.
Oh yeah.
Get to that after Galactic Storm. So 2020.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be here.
Yeah.
So any thoughts, Mr. Kona?
No, I'm looking forward to it. Getting into the Galactic Storm is pretty epic. And Thor, of course. It's a nice little entertaining one. So, yeah, I don't know. I love this issue. I love the Infinity Gauntlet, and I love all the tie-ins. Great cover. I mean, Quasar has some real 80s heartthrob hair in this, and maybe that's why 3 ladies are fawning over him. So, it'll make sense. This could have been an issue of Teen Bop. So.
Yes, Superman. This is how you did a mullet in the 90s.
That's right.
But yeah, those those Infinity Gauntlet issues we'll be covering, and then that Thor issue. I mean, we'll be getting into the issues that with Quasar where Grunwald's not writing him. So see if these are any better than those Avengers issues.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Well, if that's our bar, the bar is low.
The bar is on the ground.
Yes.
You'll automatically get at least a B- just if there's no cupcakes.
Yeah. Cupcakes.
Yeah, I know. It's like plunging a dagger in your card every time. All right. So yeah, everyone, join us next time for Quasar 27. The conclusion to this arc, but then it spins right into Infinity Gauntlet. This is kind of like the prequel because this is like before they go attack Thanos.
Yeah, and he hasn't knocked half the universe out yet.
No.
Yeah, because I thought no, didn't Mephisto say in this issue that he not?
He did, yeah, he snapped.
He did.
Yeah, because when he said Eon's dead, he said, did you take him out with the snap? And he says, no.
Yeah. But then the Surfer says that half the people of the universe are in danger. Well, I guess they are. They're already dead, but...
Unless he's optimistic that they'll get them back.
Get them back, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. That's confusing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even as we speak, half the population of the universe is at risk of being destroyed. But then Mephisto said...
yeah, he's already done it. So I guess the Surfer...
Maybe Silver Surfer doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think they were playing it by ear with a lot of this stuff. Why Quasar was wearing the wrong costume in Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
why Epoch looks like Eon and speaks like Eon.
Uh-huh.
We'll get there.
We'll definitely get there, yeah.
I think there was a lot of people. I think Grunwald was pulling his hair out on this part. By Infinity War, they had it down. Well, by Galactic Storm, they had it down. All right.
And I'll be honest, when we get to Infinity Gauntlet, I have issue with the way Starlin treats our boy. It annoys me greatly.
I think it's another case of I don't know if he was too familiar with the character, so it's just like, oh yeah, this guy has, quantum,
Yeah.
I don't think Starlin was too familiar with the character.
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff out. You could tell he wasn't reading the book at the, monthly at that point.
No.
All right. Let's get out of here.
All right. Sounds good.
So rest in peace, Eon.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost so many people on our journey so far. The headband, couple costumes, Eon. All right. Anyway, yeah, join us next time. The Mr. Will Allred. Where can people get a hold of you? They need a custom eulogy.
Well, you can find me at WALLRED. That's at Wallred at Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and all those places. You can also find my self-published and kickstarted book, Diary of Night, at diaryofnight.com. And, of course, the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
All right, Matt Kona, if anyone needs someone to play the devil in a very way, where can people get a hold of you?
Cast me as the devil. I will be in Hades, awaiting your emails or tweets at Matt Kona, MATTKONA, across all social media platforms. That's where I am. And listen to Greetings from Cybertron on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bill and I, as we talk Transformers.
We just did issue 13, the very weird Megatron issue.
Yeah, we're under the gun.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. I need these laughs.
That's an awesome, because it's the Megatron issue, Under the Gun. Yeah, it's awesome.
And the last guy's last name was Slick. Oh,
Slick. That's real last name. Yeah.
Let's get out of here. All right. Again, thank you, everyone. Join us next time. We're into the next phase of Quasar. Pat, Cosmos, Eon is gone. Our boy's going to shine bright like a diamond in the sky. Yeah, that Galactic Storm is going to be awesome. The stuff before it is too, but once we get Galactic Storm, that'll be it for the year.
That's it. Yep.
Characters. We're going to get like a case test, basically every Avenger character at the time.
Yeah. And we'll get to go over those Wonder Man issues, which are awesome.
Yes. And we'll see Carol Danvers when she wasn't Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. All right. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today. But come back next time, Quantum Zoners. And remember, keep it quantum.